Breaking right now, shock new details about Meghan Markle's highly PR'd appearance with Afghan women, which was briefed to Marie Claire in a fawning article. It turns out that the three women that Meghan was pictured socializing with were exactly the same as the three women in 2023. Now, this has led to a whole load of claims about Meghan's behavior at the event, which cannot be verified, of course, because it was only this one so-called reporter from Marie Claire magazine writing this total puff piece, which we simply cannot believe. But with new information on this now, let me bring in our royal mastermind, Angela Levin. So, Angela, what do you know? What went on at this event? Because clearly what Marie Claire reported was not the truth, was it?
No, I mean, it's absolutely amazing. They met, they were invited by the Archie plays, the Archie company, last year. And they talked to her she talked to them for about 10 minutes, and then she took a picture and then she left. So that was that. And then they got her back. They got the women back this in October, actually, not November, in October. And she gave them dinner. I'm sure she didn't cook it, but, she gave them a dinner. No one was allowed to really talk to her. She took a few photographs and then left. And one of the women said that she wasn't at all friendly. But I think it was all done, one of these things that she does, that if somebody's is doing something better than her, she brings something out of the bottom shelf and they put it up and make sure that you believe it. I mean, it's absolutely extraordinary. But apparently her outfit, and I couldn't believe this, and I looked it up, and everyone said the same things. It was £65,000. Now, it looks unbelievably, you could get it for 20 maybe, but that's what it was, £67,000. And whenever I see her in beige, I always think that here's the lie again and again, because she grumbled. One of the things that she grumbled when she left was that they insisted that she wore clothes that were beige and not very didn't stand out, because people were jealous of her and didn't want to see her. I think she told, which is one of the ones she told to Oprah Winfrey, and she wanted to wear colors, but it was not allowed. So here we have her having left for 6 years and mainly in beige. I mean, she can wear beige or not wear beige, but it's just, again, one of these terrible non-truths that are thrown around to rubbish the royal family, and which actually are ridiculous from her point of view, because I think if you have refugees coming round, you don't actually wear something that's incredibly expensive and jewelry that's incredibly expensive. The awful thing about it too is there's another lie, is that the women are Muslims and they don't celebrate Christmas and they don't celebrate Thanksgiving. So to have them there is just before Christmas is actually shocking, because that's not right for them. I mean, because it was taken at least a month ago, they won't notice that. But I think it's put them in a very difficult position if they think that they're somewhere which is celebrating Christmas.
Yeah, just so many inconsistencies, Angela Levin. But the thing is, if you read this Marie Claire article, you would believe that Meghan was like these women's best friends, that
Yes.
they absolutely love her. I mean,
Yes.
the article, which is written by the royal editor of Marie Claire, reads, like her husband, Prince Harry, she possesses the gift of not only making everyone in the room feeling instantly comfortable, but also valued. And working in this business, I can assure you that's no small feat.
Yeah, but she does that. She says, there's a few sentences as well, and somewhere else, and saying that she loves to do this because she says they must come be in America and feel happy, and people are so friendly. I mean, it's all a load of nonsense, and actually, what it does, it makes you feel that. Virtually everything else she says is not actually truth. And I think that that's a terrible thing to have around you. I mean, why don't you try and you can sort of change what you're going to say a little bit? Nobody notices. People do that. But when you say such big lies and you expect people not to be intelligent enough or not to investigate enough because of what her position is in the world, and to find out. But she couldn't care two hoots. She says it, she does it, goes through it. Next, please.
And isn't the problem, though, Angela, that she is now using these poor people as props? We saw a very similar thing when she turned up briefly to the Los Angeles Children's Hospital, pretended that she was there to support the event and go to the dinner, and then was quickly escorted out a back door. So they're
Yes.
almost like photo opportunities, and that isn't what royal work is about, Angela. Do you remember with
Well,
Princess
she's
Diana all the time? She would be going to visit people and would demand that the photos were not taken because she wanted to have this genuine engagement with people. With Meghan, it's the opposite. It's like, get the photos taken, get out and go.
Well, that's because she's not getting as far and as happily as she wanted. I mean, she's not succeeding. She's probably twiddling her thumbs a lot of the time because so many of the projects and things that she wanted to do, they were huge, big projects, and they haven't worked out. And that, so she's got to find something that people will believe that she's so an amazing human being. But she did that with children. We saw that a lot when they went on these phony non-royal trips. She would get all these children around her, but does anyone see her children? No. So why should she actually use these children for her own photographs around the world? I think that's terrible. I don't know if she spoke to the mothers and said, would you mind? But I doubt it. But even if she did, there's something to it that they're being used. We see everyone's being used. These Afghan women are being used. Harry has been used. Everybody has been used.
Yeah, indeed. But it's terrible to use people who are genuinely struggling as your props at an event. And
Yes.
to have one journalist come along, this is what people don't realize, Angela. She wants to act like she's a royal, but royals are not allowed to hide what they do. So that's why there is the royal rota system. So there is always accurate reporting on what the royals do at events. With Meghan and her team, what she does is she handpicks this tiny little group of journalists, but they're not journalists, Angela. They're
They're not.
propagandists who basically give us her press release. And this journalist for Marie Claire should be embarrassed, actually, with what she had to write.
Well, she's told what to do, so she does. She's probably a young journalist trying to get on. But we had the same thing when they were away on these phony trips because they only allowed one journalist.
Mm-hmm.
No one else was. And she would pass the thing on to other journalists. And the journalist who spoke to me afterwards said that you couldn't really do something properly because this young journalist wasn't a journalist. And the difference is journalists look all sorts of levels and discuss things at many different ways. But if you just are told one thing, she was in a lovely room with nice net curtains, it spoils what you came for. You really want to say, well, it was very crowded there. And Meghan was very upset because she got pushed around, or she was very calm and she didn't, move an inch. Those sort of things are what journalists will find out, won't they, with the background. But somebody who's just used to writing for magazines, it's very different. But that's what she chooses, her people. But they said they would do this a long time ago, before they even left the royal family in 2020. They said they don't want people that anybody to come up and talk to them and discuss it. They're going to pick, this was Harry very much so, they're going to pick people who they trust in. But actually, it's not who they trust, it's who will do as they're told, isn't it?
Indeed it is. Indeed it is. So another sham Meghan event exposed, Angela. Goodness me. But Angela, that is not all in terms of the big revelations today, because it has just been announced that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are going to continue their separation by appearing at separate events on opposite coasts next weekend. Now, again, we have the spin from People magazine. So, Angela, let me give you the spin from People, and then you can reveal the reality, okay? Because that's what we do
That's
here.
a nice
We
job.
cut through the spin. But
That's a
Prince
nice
Harry
job.
and Meghan Markle have both planned appearances next week, albeit on different coasts. The Duke of Sussex will join Andrew Ross Sorkin for a conversation at the New York Times Deal Book Conference on Wednesday, December the 4th in New York City, according to a spokesperson. Meanwhile, in Los Angeles, the Duchess of Sussex is expected to attend the 2024 Paley Honours Fall Gala the same day, where she'll help honour Tyler Perry with the Paley Awards honour, which is the Paley Centre for Media's highest honour. While both Harry and Meghan, this is the key line, Angela, were on the hosting committee for their friend Perry, only Meghan will attend the event. So it seems very, very clear that Prince Harry does not want to be seen in public with his wife. But this is all part, according to People magazine, who do the official spin, of the twin track approach, Angela. And a new line we have here to People magazine: the Duke and Duchess of Sussex have now hit their stride as individuals, not just as a couple. The Duke appears focused on his patronage work and the Duchess focused on her entrepreneurial track. But there will be joint efforts around those cause-driven areas of work. But there don't seem to be, Angela, because Harry doesn't want to be seen in public with Meghan, does he? Otherwise, he would be at the Tyler Perry Awards. And in fact, he's actually gone to such great lengths to avoid being seen in public with Meghan that he is going to this event in New York. It's extraordinary.
Yes, well, what made me laugh was the thing, that twin track approach. I mean, you don't have a marriage that has a twin track approach, do you? I
No.
mean, it's a nonsense sign. And in a way, it's saying, this is how we're managing. They must have very good PR people trying to make something out of nothing. But that's not right. I mean, if you haven't seen your wife for 2 months, you'd want to see them, won't you? You'd want to see your children, surely, if they were around. And it's. I'm very, very happy that I don't have to spend time with her, and I'm not going to. So I think it's very difficult now, because you can become quite used to that way, that you don't have anything to do with them. You keep doing different things all the time. I mean, the magazine said that Harry was following Meghan's footprints because to go to the Tyler thing, and he's going to do that. But that's because she's not going to be there, definitely. So the interesting thing is that they're handling it without any emotion. It's just got nothing to do with their feelings. I think when a marriage breaks up, when it was so passionate, and you couldn't stop holding hands with your partner and being so close, and loving it and being salt and pepper all day long. It's all nothing. It's gone, hasn't it? It's absolutely been wiped out.
It
And
has.
they are doing very, very different things.
It has.
But
And
all
there's
that nonsense
always.
about they're following one thing, they're following the other. It's nonsense. It's, I want to keep away from you because I can't bear to be with you anymore. And I think once Harry's taken those steps, he's gone. And I think that she will find it most difficult because most of the things that they do want Prince Harry. He's still got that, he's a royal and people still, some of them still love him. And whereas Meghan is just an ordinary person who hasn't managed to succeed at anything since she's left the royal family.
Far from it. And the spin continues, Angela. The spin wasn't actually done there. Let me tell you what People magazine are now also trying to argue. They say the shift also reflects their commitment that one of them always stays behind in California with Archie and Lilibet. The source said of the couple, what we are seeing as a functional and healthy relationship with two working partners, not the contrary. But the thing is, Angela, that actually makes no sense in this case because Meghan is going to be out at the Tyler Perry event. So actually, if one of them wanted to be with the children, Harry would have stayed in California. So that spin ain't making any sense in this scenario.
Well, what does it mean, though? Somebody's always there with the children. Do they mean always there to be there when they have a bath and go to bed and read them a story? Or do you mean they're actually there looking after them all day? And we don't know what they're saying about that. But in either situation, you're absolutely right. It doesn't make any sense. It's just a way of getting used to somebody's, to stop people saying, look, what sort of a mother is she? Look, what sort of a father is she? Do they have babies? Are there children there? All these questions come up. But if they put that sentence in, it's a sentence that they think is quite useful. But again, it's assuming we're all stupid and that we know that things are very, very difficult. Is her mother around? Has she got nannies? In which case it's not them. I mean, I don't think you mind if people say, I'm going away for 2 weeks. If that's your job, you go away and someone else comes and looks after your child who they know. But if you try and put it to make you sound always brilliant and globally, and nobody can get as far as you, it's very annoying. It doesn't make any sense.
But first, we've been told our whole lives that wrinkle creams were the easiest way to look younger. Now, one doctor says that's nothing but old news. So this is according to John Lake, who is the world-renowned Beverly Hills beauty expert. And he says that most wrinkle fixes on the market are nothing but glorified moisturizers. So he says they hardly make a dent on your appearance, and some can even be harmful to your skin. Recently, Dr. Lake has focused his attention away from mainstream cosmetic practices. Why? So he can pursue a revolutionary anti-aging breakthrough, one that some experts say could empty the wallets of the cosmetic industry. He says it's almost like Photoshop for your face. You may even be mad after seeing how easy it is to visibly erase your wrinkles from view. His personal clients have dubbed his new do-it-yourself technique the age rewinder method because it can take years or even decades off your appearance in under 2 minutes. In light of this amazing breakthrough, Dr. Lake has released a step-by-step video to the public. It's free, it's uninterrupted, and he outlines exactly how to use this simple solution from home. Dr. Lake says if this helps even one person look younger or feel more confident, he'll be thrilled knowing he helped. The video has since gone viral, not surprisingly actually. At first it was shared by users on Facebook, but since then it's racked up over 2.3 million views and counting. So far the comments and feedback have been outstanding, with thousands of women reporting they look decades younger. One viewer even commented, "Best results of anything I've used. I can't believe how well this works. I'll never stop using this. I don't understand how it works, but the results are great. Thank you." So you can find out more about this yourself right now. Just go to bhmd1.com/outspoken or click on the link which is in the description box below. So let me repeat, bhmd1.com/outspoken. There is one thing Dr. Lake does ask from his viewers, though. If watching this video helps you look and feel younger than you have in years, then please share this video with your friends and loved ones. Together, we have the power to help as many women reclaim a youthful look as possible. So go watch the video at bhmd1, it's the number 1.com/outspoken right now, or just click on the link in the description box below. No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. We do have some positive breaking news on the royal family, though, today, Angela. Catherine, the Princess
Yes.
of Wales, will join Prince William to kick off the state visit from Qatar next week. This is a big deal, isn't it? Because
Uh,
she hasn't really done anything like this since her cancer battle. So it's part of the slow return to work.
I think it's hugely important because next week she's got two things to do. One is this on December the 3rd, where she will be meeting I forget his name, is very difficult for me. No, it's the Emir of Qatar state. He's Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani.
Yes, that's
Okay,
right.
with the first of his three wives. So they're going to do that. They're going to be in a carriage procession to take them down to Horse Guards Parade, and there they will meet the King and Queen. So she's got a very important job because you just chat nicely, which she's very, very good at and probably will look lovely. But I think she's not going to the banquet in the evening because it's much too much. But then on the 6th of December, she's got her choral
Oh,
conference,
yes.
carol singing at Westminster Abbey. So that's extremely demanding. And she's doing the two things in 1 week. So you can understand absolutely why she's not going to do too much. But the thing is, you can see that she has still quite a long way to go
Yes.
because it's going to be very
But
tiring.
Angela, she has made such a lovely decision with the Carol concert to include families who
Yes,
suffered in the UK
yes,
Southport massacre, which was when the three young girls were slaughtered at a
yes.
Taylor Swift dance class. Tell me about that.
Yes, well, she and William had a private discussion with the parents who each had lost one of their one child. And you could see her feeling for them. And she said, she's got her own children and she can't under, realize how you can be so, you can manage it. It's such a terrible thing to happen to a parent and so unexpected. And they got on very well. And so she invited them to come to the carol singing in Westminster Abbey, which I think is absolutely delightful. And there you have this person who cares so much for them and cares so much for other people and feels very, very strongly that it's still her job to make sure and look after people who've had difficult things. And even if she can improve things a little bit, for them to go to the choral concert is something wonderful, which they will all remember. And it will help them a little bit to survive this tragedy. And that's terribly nice of her. But she's also asked
Mm.
Eugenie and Beatrice
Oh,
if they
okay.
will help her. And that's very interesting to do that. And Eugenie has said yes, and I think Beatrice has as well.
Interesting
She's
because,
pregnant, of course, so she's got to make sure she's
yeah,
feeling okay. But Eugenie has always been somebody to bring people together.
yeah,
And so she will help them and I will help her. And I think that's lovely, but that's very
yes.
sensible
Yes, it is.
because it's an awful lot for her to do, even just going around shaking hands, thanking people or, moving around, that there will be
Yeah.
people there she can lean on if it's necessary. So I
Yes.
think for the royal family, it's very nice too.
Yeah, and
They've both been.
utilize Eugenie and Beatrice. I'm all for that actually, but I'm
Yeah.
very excited that we're going to see Catherine as part of this Qatari state visit. Thank you so much for watching Dan Wootton Outspoken. Please click on my face just to the bottom left to subscribe to this brand new independent news source and turn on the notification bell so you'll be alerted to our brand new live shows, uncancelled interviews, and special royal episodes. Outspoken is also now available as a podcast, so you can listen to the show every weekday on the go, wherever you are.